Hi, welcome to another Tea Time Tuesday with your host, Sean Catfish Wilson. And for today's tea time, we're having a tea time. Alright, so we're going to set the temperature of the water to 175 degrees. In today's tea, we're going to be doing a jasmine green tea. And I'm in sweats today. Kind of doing a lazy day. Alright. Oh, oops. Start. I forgot to hit the start button. So I'm going to talk about a couple different things today. This is just going to be an example here on the ground. It's not what I actually use. If you've seen any of my videos, you know what I use is my dad's backpack, but I love you. Are you chewing up my blanket? Hello. Don't chew up my blanket. Cosmo. Jeez, little bird. Come here, Cosmo. Come on, Cosmo. Go in there and my bird's chewing up my backpack. And not my backpack, my blanket. So, I'd like to show off a couple things before I get into my topic. This is kind of cool. This is something I've had to do since I've started irrigation at K-State. Means I can test backflow devices in Kansas anyways. I think it's good in a few other states, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So that's real cool. The other things I'll show later, but I figured maybe y'all would like to see that. That's part of my job. So, first off, I would like to talk about these things. And if you don't know what these things are, well, I'm sorry. I'm about ready to tell you anyways. This is a Naboo rechargeable headlamp. So these things are really, really great, especially if you're a night fisherman like me. So this is I think this one cost me around a little over $50. Rechargeable. Pretty cool. It opens up like this here. This is the battery on it, and it takes I think it takes a normal cord that I'd use in my Samsung phone. I can't remember what they're called. I think they're called a D charger. That little oval shaped one. Hello? Hello? What are you doing? Yes, it does. It takes the same one that I use for my cellular telephones, my Samsung Galaxy phones. It's pretty cool. So what I do is when I charge this, I will put this cap back on, and it just screws on. Doesn't take a whole lot of effort. And then it pops off. Doesn't really screw, it just has these little turn and it locks. And these come in really handy when you're night fishing. That way you don't need to take a standard flashlight. Okay, there we go. So I am having jasmine green tea today. I think I mentioned that already. I can't remember. I really enjoy this jasmine tea. I'm almost out. And unfortunately, I haven't seen the place where I bought it from. They still carry, it's Harney's and Sons, they still carry the tea, but I haven't seen that they've had the tins of that or Earl Grey here recently. I might have to keep pestering them about it and see if they can't start getting it in. For now, it ain't gonna hurt nothing. Oh, cool. Heffy must have left me a few things for my display case. A couple little arrowhead shaped stones. This looks, I was going to say it looks like a solenoid, but it looks like a type of agate, and I'm not sure what this is. But they're pretty cool. I'll definitely find a place for them. This here is a rock I found the other day. This is a piece of petrified wood. These things are really cool under black lights. They glow. Oh. Yeah. Need to straighten that out a little bit. Put that back up. I forgot to hang that back up. So anyways. These things are real helpful, like, so when you're catfishing, let's say, you just need to change out your, retie your leader line and all your knots, which I definitely recommend. And it's nighttime, even low light on the dock, I would still probably use this for just retying only on the dock. But if I'm out at, like, the river where Rocky Ford, the fishing area where where I've done a few lives from. It's where I've caught some really nice sized fish from. 54-pound blue cat's my biggest from that area. 65 is my biggest blue cat that I've caught. And then my biggest blue cat at a Milford lake is 50 pounds. My biggest flathead that I've caught is out of the Kansas River where I did my live. My most recent live actually is out of the creek, but it's at the mouth of the creek in the river, so might as well just say it was out of the river. So real handy for tying knots, taking the hook out of the mouth, cutting bait so you don't cut your hand off, your finger or something, because everyone knows that one would be a very good deal. And I've cut myself before out fishing numerous times. It's most likely going to happen, especially if you use knives and stuff like I do. So these are real handy, so you can just have it on your head, look at where you're going, simple. But when I'm actual fishing, even if I'm lure fishing, I don't really use the light, not even the red light. When I'm at that pot too is when I'll be lure fishing, but no, most of the times when it gets dark out, unless the crappie are really biting, then I most generally won't use one of these until I catch a fish to get the hook out of its mouth. So this is definitely something you should have in your arsenal. They do make them normal battery powered. They make them rechargeable. They also nowadays we've got battery packs that you can recharge it while you're out there if it goes dead. Like I said, it just battery pops out super easily. And this specific one, I really like it. It has a few different modes. It has bright mode, dim, dimmer, red. So it has like a bright, a dim, and a dimmer. And then off. Not sure if some of them they have like an SOS mode. I'm not sure if this is one of them. And this one here, normally with one charge of the battery, it will last me quite a few fishing trips, at least 3 fishing trips, if not more. But like I said, I don't really use it constantly. I don't always have it on. For one reason, if I'm crappie fishing or bass fishing at night, not normally bass fishing, but sometimes I will, because I like to bass fish. The light will scare them away, even the red lights will. I always have better luck without any light on, even a red light. Catfishing, it doesn't seem to matter as much, I don't think, but I would still rather not have it. My reels have clickers. You can get glow sticks and stuff to put on them, so it's very minimal light. And keep your eyes adjusted to the nighttime better. But there's some things that you need a light to do, like retying leaders and stuff. So, and then dang it, Cosmo. And then another thing, actually take both of these with me out, both my backpacks, but this has put safety glasses in it because I was using it the other day at work. But I've got this battery pack in here. I keep a couple T-bowls in here. I keep this in here. And then I have another tripod stand somewhere, but I can't remember. I thought it was in my backpack here, but I'm not seeing it. So these things are really good for holding your tackle in. I recommend getting, if you do get one, I recommend getting one with lots of pockets. It's actually dedicated for fishing. None of mine are, so I can't really organize the stuff, but having a backpack as a tackle bag for catfishing or even bass, crappie, having something that you can just sling over your shoulders. My bass bags, I got one backpack that I use for my hard baits when I decide I want to hard bait fish with crankbaits and stuff. Then I've got kind of a satchel type one that I can just sling over the shoulder with all my soft plastics and stuff in it. Makes it handy so you can just either keep that thing slung over your back or easily put it on the ground and put it back. And walking, let's say you want to pitch to a hole that's over there and you've got your baits all rigged up on your bass rod, you can just kind of flip it over where you want to flip it, reel, fish a little bit, move on. It's really, really handy for when you're moving or having to go a long distance and not have to carry a heavy tackle box in your hand, especially walking long ways. For catfishing, I find that the backpacks are really, really handy in that sense because it takes the load off your arms. It doesn't wear you down as fast. You can put the load on your back and trot on down your way. And in my case, I use two backpacks because mine's fishing one's not big enough to put my water containers in and stuff and carry enough water or snacks for the day with me when I'm out fishing. Most excellent. So having a backpack for a tackle bag is really, really nice and makes it a lot more pleasant to do what you need to do when you're out fishing. Alright. So I do have a few things that I'd like to show you that's in here. Let's see if I can keep this one a little bit shorter. So I haven't showed you guys that yet. "25 years of service at Kansas State University." Ain't that cool? Of course, this has gotten a lot more full. There's my new appetite. Got new little sphere, tiger's eye. I have, I think you've seen that before. Got Animite now. Back there, that's a little piece of raw nickel. Bloodstone, of course, you know me and my bloodstone. That one's not new though. So I've got 3 of those there. One of them's there. Then I decided to do a little bit of rearranging. Got some towers on top of my beautiful case M1 astronaut knife, which is really cool. So, there's my other tower. I have, or not tower, my other tiger's eye little sphere I have. The boat's new, I think, since I've done that. Since I've actually showed you guys. Then that's an Icelandic sphere. More of my geodes that I found. Should do something different with that grumpy grunt thing coin. That way I can show off that crystal. That's one of my favorite pieces because it's got iron deposits in it, rust. It's really cool. In fact, I actually might take this bloodstone tower here and we will put it right there. There we go. I don't know why I didn't think about that earlier, but I might do that with a little bit more of my towers and stuff just so they're a little better visibility. Got that awesome clear phantom quartz. Got some nice, that's a shamrock amethyst there. I can't remember what they're old cool. You got my malachite in the back, that green one. And then that blue one, it's aventurine, I think. It's the same thing as that sphere there. Right there's some more Kansas rocks. I think that's really cool. So got the opalite next to the opalite. Yeah, another piece of amethyst that Hefe gave me. Mudstone, I'll have to do like a short and turn off the lights and show you the ones that glow. That there's where lightning hits the sand on the rivers and stuff. That's a sapphire, that's a cut ruby, that's a raw ruby, that's an emerald with prehnite in it, bloodstone, prehnite, let's actually put that right. There we go, we'll put the bloodstone right there. And those are faceted for jewelry. Yeah, buddy. Alright, let's put you back over here. Shut this before I sit down and smack the back of my head and be like, what in the hell? There you go. Oh, my eye itches. Peace and long life, my friends, and let me know what type of tea you're drinking today during this tea time video. And I forgot to do my shout out board today. I'm sorry. I'll do a quick showing it off. That way you guys can at least see it. Find the art in everything. That's our saying. where I got my tattoos. Some of them. Alright. I hope you all enjoyed this tea time, and have a good one till next time.